Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on into the Blue Collar Psychiatrist. I am the Blue Collar Psychiatrist. Today we're going to talk about hypocrisy. There are many hypocrites out there. But what does hypocrisy mean? It means preaching or saying one thing and doing the opposite. Hypocrisy often starts from a position of moral superiority or supposed moral superiority and telling other people how they should run their lives. Let me give you an example. There are many people within the religious sphere. It could be any religion. And they set up rules as to how you should conduct your life. And anything that does not comport with that is considered a sin, blasphemy, disrespect to a higher power. And many people will go in there and they'll go in there and there'll be people going like this and preaching and getting into it and really saying that they love God and they love Jesus and they love Yeshua and they love this one and they love that one. They all love somebody. And they all tell you how religious they are, which is the key to knowing where you're going to run into hypocrisy. Anybody who tells you, who touts how religious they are and how pious they are, is setting you up for a big smack in the face. Because if you are that religious, there is no reason, absolutely no reason, to brag about it and to tell everybody in the universe that you are Mr. or Ms. Religion. A lot of this surrounds the arena of sexuality. Many religions teach that premarital sex is a sin. However, some of the biggest preachers of this have created the biggest sins. Look at what we have going on in this country. Many people will say to you, yes, it's bad to have premarital sex. And then the next thing you learn is that this person had a sexual affair with somebody. And not only just an affair out of wedlock, where someone was cheating on their spouse or cheating on somebody else's spouse. It's just simply a bunch of bull. And what I mean by hypocrisy is they don't do what they tell you to do. They do what they want to do. But they expect you to live a pious life, as they would call it. And this is nothing but a bunch of crap. Many, many, many people are engaged in this activity. And they just don't care. They don't care. They would rationalize it away. Well, she came on to me, and well this, and well that. And it's just time after time after time that I'm sick of it. I was raised in a religious organization, a religious group, religious cult, whatever you want to call it, and they had strict rules about what you should do. There have been cases, let me say this, I knew of a person whose father grew up in Europe, and they had the religious people of a certain group, a sect, if you want to call it that, who preached, and they would study the books, the Old Testament and the New Testament, and study these books and argue about it and tell you how important it is to eat only certain foods and not other foods, and the list goes on. And then her father would tell her, let me tell you something. I saw the reverend or the rabbi, whoever it might be, I saw him going into a house of prostitution. And this took place in Europe, in Amsterdam. And this is what I'm saying. They have no conscience. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And I say this. Most people are going to do whatever the hell they want to do anyway, religion or no religion. They're going to have all the premarital sex they can, and that's it. There are a few maybe that do subscribe and adhere to the tenets of the religion. But most people do what they want to do, period. And it doesn't matter. If they feel like doing it, they do it. And that's it. And when they tell you that you're doing wrong, you better watch out, because I guarantee you they might be doing wrong themselves. So hypocrisy spans the globe, especially though in terms of religion. That's the thing that gives religion a bad name. It's the hypocrisy of certain leaders of the religious group that really gives us, meaning the people of that religion, a bad name. And so we have many examples of this. I can give you two. We had the situation with the priests a number of years ago, where they say that the homosexuality is a sin, and then what did they find out? They found out that they were violating that particular religious law, to the point that many lawsuits were filed and paid off. I know of another person who's the head of a congregation who, quote, fell in love with the wife of a congregant. And he's up there preaching about how we have to obey all the laws of the religion, and it's important to eat only certain things, and it's important to look at the Ten Commandments and to take your Ten Commandments to your heart and to understand it. And then what happened was he had an affair with the wife of a congregant, which then broke up two marriages, his marriage and her marriage. And meanwhile, these people have the unmitigated gall to tell you how you should act and how you should behave. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to do what you want to do, generally speaking, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. I'm going to do what I want to do, and that's the end of it. And this religious fanaticism is crazy, and as I said, people are going to do what they want to do, again, as long as it does not hurt any particular person. I mean, more physically hurt. Of course, it may hurt somebody emotionally, but this is what I'm talking about. And it gives religion a bad name, and but it goes to human nature. We're human before we are religious. And that means we are subject to certain things in life, hypocrisy, that is going to happen no matter who says what. So, ladies and gentlemen, be on the lookout. Beware of those who practice and who pontificate about how important religion is and how religious they are, because oftentimes there's a big cover-up going on, and I'm not just talking about a certain type of cover-up. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you to drink and drink abundantly from the fountain of life. See you next time!